Tonight we begin with breaking news we've been following all day out of Port Clinton. The body of 14-year-old Harley Dilly has been found.
The coroner's report is now saying the young teen died of compressive asphyxia. The coroner is waiting for a final identification and toxicology. They're ruling this accidental at this time. After being missing for almost a month, Dilly's body was found in a chimney across the street from his home. The police chief speaking out today about this tragedy.
It's not the outcome we wanted. The family has closure. That's about the best I can sum it up as.
Our Amy Steigerwald breaking down what police are saying about this case. Amy?
Yeah, Christy, heartbreaking news coming out of Port Clinton today. The police chief confirming that 14-year-old Harley Dilly's body was found in the home you see right behind me. At this time, foul play is not believed to be a factor. Investigators finding Harley's body in a chimney on Fulton Street near his home. We are being told Harley climbed the TV antenna tower of a home near his on Fulton Street and somehow got stuck in the chimney between the first and second floor. We do not know how long he was in there, but police say he climbed in the morning he was last seen. Despite being stuck, Harley's glasses and coat somehow pushed through the chimney and onto the second floor, which is one of the first things investigators noticed when they came up to the second floor of the home yesterday. As far as the home where Dilly's body was discovered, I'm told it is someone's summer home. It had to be unlocked. Originally, nothing led investigators to believe it needed to be searched in the first place. Police Chief Rob Hickman would not specify what exactly led them to the home, but did express how incredibly heartbroken he is for the family. He is relieved to have some sort of closure in this case tonight.
I promised myself not to break down today. As you can tell everybody behind me, we have state, local, county, and federal agencies for the last 3 weeks involved in this investigation. It's not the outcome we wanted. The family has closure. That's about the best I can sum it up as.
Absolutely heartbreaking. You can see just how moved he was during that press conference. Now, if you take a look behind me, this greenhouse here is right where Harley was found. His body found inside the chimney in that home. Just directly across the street and a couple houses down is the Dilly residence, where we find my colleague Michael Tater. He's getting reaction tonight from the Port Clinton community. Michael.
Oh, Amy, the reaction the same for everyone. Heartbroken. Port Clinton neighbors and residents here, when they woke up this morning, this was not the news that they were hoping to hear. We've been out here all day. The Dilly residence is still lit up in pink, as you can see here, and we've actually seen some people start to show up and place flowers here on the porch. Now, the neighborhood has been mostly quiet all day, people just driving by to check out the scene. Neighbors I spoke to shaken by what happened, calling it a tragedy and just not what they expected. Port Clinton police and some detectives were actually by the vacant home where Dilly was found earlier today. I heard from the manager of Fisherman's Wharf and the neighbor who helped organize last weekend's search. Both say they were still holding out hope last night that Harley was alive. This morning, like many others, trying to make sense of this.
People call it closure. I don't know how, the family knows now, but it's not what they wanted to know. This isn't going away forever. This is something that Port Clinton's going to be known for, be it good or bad, for a long time.
This was tragic and terrible. People go home and hug their children and tell your kids that you love them.
Now, Mark and his business helped raise close to $8,000 for the reward money for any tips leading to Harley's safe return home. He says at this time he hasn't heard from Chief Hickman exactly what will happen to that money, but if it is returned to them, he plans on giving it towards the family to have a beautiful funeral for Harley.
Michael, you were out there last night watching it all unfold, as many of us were. You were talking with neighbors, so how have things changed since then?
Well, neighbors, like I said earlier, neighbors were, the word that we got last night from the press release from Chief Hickman was that Harley Dilly was still considered missing. Many people praying, holding hands. We saw that candlelight vigil, that makeshift candlelight vigil, just praying and hoping that this would actually lead to clues to where Harley was and that he was still in fact alive. But again, people waking up this morning to the news that they just didn't expect.
Okay, Michael, thank you very much. Nice job. Well, neighbors gathered last night while crews were still investigating that vacant home. They held an impromptu candlelight vigil for the missing teen. Residents held a prayer chain. They were hoping for Harley's safe return.
And Port Clinton City Schools releasing a statement today. The school saying they have counselors on site today and tomorrow. The superintendent saying they will be focusing their attention on students and staff. We want to take a look back at the last 26 days just to review how this all played out.
The community's rallied together looking for Harley. 14-year-old Harley Dilly went missing Friday, December 20th around 7 o'clock in the morning. He was last seen walking to school.
2 days later, after extensive searching, the Port Clinton police chief says they don't suspect any foul play.
On Christmas Eve, police upgraded Harley's missing alert to an endangered missing child advisory.
The next day, Port Clinton police released surveillance video they believe shows Harley, and that's when they begin searching a 150-acre area around the city. On December 27th, the search goes nationwide.
Then last night, the State Bureau of Criminal Investigation searched a home across from the teen's house. This afternoon, Port Clinton police confirming they found Dilly's body in a chimney in an unoccupied home.
Now, we've been following this story since day one, and we're committed to following it all the way through. You can find all of these stories we've done on Harley up on our WTOL 11 News app. We'll continue to update that as we learn more, and you can check out the posts on our Facebook and Instagram pages. If you have positive well wishes for the family, share them on our pages so they can find them.